Hello, my name is Richard Anthony Marca, and this is the second assignment for graphics and visual computing. As you can see, here is the updated zebra stripes Java file that me and my group have worked on. My part was mainly the drawing the same number of lines in each step, filling in from left to right, as I will show you here. This demonstration goes in, fills left to right. I also helped with the idea of removing the random function because with the random function, these arcs tend to shake a bit and it affected the lines being drawn. It just looks nicer this way. I also have it where also contributed for, let's just say we don't want this line for the outline of the stripes. So I will comment this out. And if I run it now, it actually looks like stripes are growing just without the outline. I will re-enable that. And I will go through the Word document. And here is the Word document of the file. So some of the stuff is the same, like these comments on top. I added this, although it doesn't look the same on here as it does in VS Code, because some of the commenting from the book had some of the brackets below, extra spacings, things that didn't look good in the formatting. So I added this note saying some of the stuff in blue technically isn't exact, but it's basically the same. A good example would be where near the bottom where they have this else, they had bracket, then else, and then the other bracket all on separate lines. I put it on one. It is basically the same thing. So in the first part, in the beginning, is what my partner gave us the idea to use a J-frame or J-panel for this project instead of Blender. So like the public class is the same, but extends J-panel. That was their idea. The import Java and the util vectors, those imports are there. We condensed the imports for AWT to just be the star, so it would be all of them. And same thing with swing. The private static was them. The only part I contributed to this was the max steps, because that affected how many lines were drawn per each step, and to make sure it filled all of them. I will discuss why we used 410 later on. This is to keep track of the steps. This is the buffered, the image, the left points, all right points. For the zebra stripes, this is the timer, so that it automatically does, instead of just being a still image, it automatically creates a new image after a set amount of time. The timer I have on this is 1 because it looks nice when it's fast, especially since we're going to be drawing a lot of lines. And this is to update the image and repaint after each step. This is the override function for painting the components. The updated image, the book had this all under main, but we put this in a new area for updated image. This is pretty much the same, except as you can see, this little red space here is because we don't have buffered image in front of image because it's been declared in the beginning. Background color, color to arcs, those are the same. I could actually probably get rid of this because I just left it in there. Left equals true, right equals false. I just put Boolean in front of those since those were not declared earlier. The offset's the same. The step has been added in here, and these vectors have been added before the for loop. Inside the for loop is the same, but the vectors for these, I just made these all red, but technically, if you want to be more exact, this part's the same, just that part is different. Same thing for this one. So there were some changes. Draw the first line of the arc. I added this. We removed adjust from the draw fractional arcs. This is to have all the stripes appear at the same time. And down here, this is the part I mainly worked on, was to make sure that the lines, same number of lines in each step, and that it drew all the lines over time. So for this assignment, I decided to use 5 lines per step. That way it doesn't go too slow, but it fills in and it looks nice. And that's why I use the number 410 up here, is because if I just had an F5, it's going to only go up to a certain number. And 410 is a number where it fills everything and doesn't stop early, but doesn't stop too late. So, and then the amount of lines drawn, the step times lines per step and total lines. And here's another for loop for basically how many lines you need to draw and how many left points there are. These are to draw the individual lines. These graphics 2D draw lines are the same as the ones in the book. So the things up here are slightly different. The only difference is instead of left points, it's all left points. And instead of J, it's K in this one. Then down here is more J frame, where it creates the J frame in the main and then exits on close. This is relatively the same, but we added this comment for if you wanted to get rid of the outlines for the arcs or the stripes, like I showed earlier, just comment that out and it gets rid of it. These are all the same, except here, these are all left points instead of just left points. So those have been changed. And the else statement at the end is the same. And I can't really show it here, but they had extra declarables down here in the original from the book. But since we didn't use it, we got rid of it. We just deleted it. And that is it for this demonstration and assignment. Thank you for listening. And I will see you in the next one.